No, not too much.
Could you talk any about when the reservation was open to white people? Did your parents tell you anything?
No, not really.
You must have seen when they were building the irrigation project, building all the canals. And
Some year, I guess somebody did, pretty much.
You didn't have strong feelings about that in a way?
Nah. I know before the canals were put in, God, you could put a garden out there, you didn't need the water, but when they put the canals in, it kind of shut off. I know we were by job court, you figure. Pascal Hammer, they lived up there, and he had a big garden. God, he used watermelons, cucumbers. But after the canal was put in it, kind of everything else, they put that in, probably cut off almost the water.
A lot of people have gardens when you were growing
Yeah.
up?
Yeah. There is own potatoes.
So sounds like people probably didn't have to buy much of their food in
No,
store.
not those days. They buy for sugar and coffee, one of those. Then when Uncle Sam came, everybody started getting rations, they call it. You go get rations. They would give you slab bacon that big and all that. Everybody had rations. You know, they were simply like in the park, they kill surplus buffalo, elk, they delivered to the Indians.
Who would they give it to?
Huh?
Who would
All
they
the Indians.
Huh.
Any Indian you're allowed to get to it. No age limit then. Everybody gets it.
Were there any people who went hungry in those days?
No, not really. All of them. No, Indians are different. They won't let nobody else go. They see somebody hard up, everybody will get in. Well, they help one another out. So nobody suffers really. They know your need, they're right there. So nobody really has a hard time. Like Billy Deuce said, he went to the city and early. You go hungry in the city, you're stuck. But you come back here one in and you never go hungry. It's still that way now. Help one another. Now they got this welfare and GA. Our GA is a fake, I think. I don't use it anymore on the socials. But I see, when it first started, I understand that it was GA was to carry you over till you're able to take care of yourself on a job. Hell, a lot of them have been on there since it started. It's still on a GA. Seen one guy made a crack at the bingo, talking young guy, what you doing nowadays? Nothing. He says, why should I work? I get GA. I don't have to work. See, the kind of crack he made, I'd be ashamed to say that. He said it. I don't have to work. I get GA.
What was the first job that you got?
Huh?
What was the first job?
Let's see, what the hell did I do first? Yeah, when I got out of school, I always had it in mind I wanted to be a mechanic. And I went to work for Scarce. First time I hauled delivery boy. 50 cents an hour those days. And then finally, I did 2 years and I finally got in the shop, garage. And I stayed there. I keep building up. When I got through there, I was getting $12 an hour from 50 to. It's when he shut down. Then from now on, the forest, worked for the forest. I was a smoke chaser, they call it. Keep building up.
You were married by that time?
Mm-hmm. I was married when I went to work for Scarce. Didn't have very much. I had Model T Ford. We had gone our own. Oh, before that, when I first got married, Depression, I worked with Bob Johnson. He had a thrashing machine. I worked for him. $4 a day then. With him all summer. Hell, we made good on him. Back in 30s, everything was rough. Groceries were cheap, though. You couldn't start with $1, you could buy a lot.
Nowadays, dollars
Oh,
get you a lottery ticket.
you can't even buy a bar of candy. Buy a lottery ticket and you lose it.
4 games of Keno.
Boy, my daughters are bad for this. Oh, they win money now and then. Half the time they lose. When we went to Wilpon and Philip, we stopped at one cafe they'd go eat. In a little while he made $60 from the Keno machine. I told him, I don't want to learn to play that. I'm bad enough bingo and I don't want to learn Keno or whatever it is. Yeah, he won $60 in a little oil. I don't know how they do it, but some of them get pretty lucky about it. Half time they lose, though.
Did you end up working at Kerr Dam?
Mm-hmm.
For how long?
Oh, I don't know. About 4 or 5 years. I think I was one of the last ones to get out of her.
What did you do while you were there?
Well, I worked in the shop first time. And then later on I started working on pumps, taking care of pumps. And we done a lot of surveying too. Toward the last 3 months of it, I guess. I was working 7 days a week. I take care of pumps. It was 3 shifts. Once in a while I'd do double shift. The deal was if your lift doesn't come, you gotta stay there. Then if the other guy doesn't come, you still gotta stay another 8 hours. Of course, that paid pretty good. Saturday you get time and a half. Sunday you get double time. I could end up in Powerhouse. I didn't want. Tony White stayed there and Basil the Charm. They both got sick. They got stroke. That electricity probably had a lot to do with it. I could work. I worked there a little while, but they stayed there till they got sick. Tony White worked. You don't do a lot. He just not the Powerhouse, take care of the dials and.
Did anybody have feelings that maybe it wasn't a good thing to do to build the dam in that place, to dam up that river?
Yeah, a lot of the old timers didn't really care for it. But finally, some chiefs went over there. It was the best fishing ground right along there. A lot of people got killed. See, Indians had first preference on a job. A lot of men killed there.
Was it unsafe working conditions there?
I guess it was, but toward the last two, pretty careful. They were a little careless, but I think they were told that 10 people got killed, they was going to lose their contract. Right now, 9 got killed. They were pretty careful from there on. They had a bunch of safety men that come, they wear hats. All they do is go around out on the job and they look everything over to see if it's dangerous. They were safety men, what they were. All they did was go around.
I heard that a lot of Indians quit right after the big accident, that big slide, where a lot of...
Yeah, quite a few could.
Were you working there at that time?
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't quit?
I was on the graveyard. At first it bothered me in that cliff, and then later on it just didn't bother me no more. I was running pumps down in there. And one day the whole hill came down, paid open. So,
During the day when it happened?
yeah. Riverbed and then pretty high over and then started working down. Kept going on and I guess it just gradually gave in.
So I'm curious about what the old timers said about why the dam shouldn't be built.
Well, not really. They figured it was sacred. They're fishing, all that.
But was it the chiefs that had the final say so that...
I guess so. Some of them not. I forgot which ones. But some can. His Frank Kerr got acquainted when he was ahead of it. I didn't know him. But he's the one got the job. Made little celebrations there, they danced, and that's how we got it.
Why did the chiefs agree to...
I don't know, but not all of them, but certain ones. I forgot who they were. They finally agreed and it went through. Money talks, I suppose that's what what's ended up.
The almighty dollar.
Yeah, almighty dollar is right.
What about that promise of free electricity? I heard something about that.
That's what they understood, but it never did. Never did come on. We still got to pay for electricity.
Yeah, they still threatened to shut off electricity.
Yeah, they'll shut it off if you don't pay your light bill. Now tribes got that now. The power outfit. Tribe handles the power. Still same though. Yeah, I understand it. A long time ago, but I never heard any more about it. Buried and gone, I guess. Nobody said nothing. Yeah.
Well, I wanted to ask you a question about going to school also when you were young.
Oh,
Ask what that was like when you first went down to the schools.
oh, I don't know. I didn't like it at first. First school I went to was Earthline. You know that brick building? First school I went. Never understand English, you know. Hey, the hell with that. Didn't take long to catch on. All there was is nuns to handle that. I think there was 2 years, I think. Then the fathers had big school, so we know the father's school. It was 150 boys when I was a big school.
So fathers in